Periodic processing in accounts payable includes creating a recurring payables batch and creating general ledger batches. However, these may be configured to process via other methods depending on their setup. Other periodic functions include clearing history, statistics, and inactive records, and revaluing multi-currency transactions. Posted information can be cleared if it is no longer required for inquiry or reporting purposes. However, there is no undo button, so be sure to back up your system beforehand. Information you can clear includes fully paid documents, expired vendor comments, printed posting journals, posting error logs, and deleted and posted batches. Note that when clearing deleted and posted batches, that this will remove the ability to drill down into those documents later for inquiry or auditing purposes. Year-end processing allows you to reset your batch numbers so they once again begin at 1, but be careful since you will lose drill down capabilities. You can also clear recurring payable amounts, so recurring payables will begin calculating again even if the maximum amount had been reached. It also allows you to clear vendor activity statistics and to clear invoices paid and days to pay counters. All of these year-end processing functions are optional. Let's take a look at periodic processing in accounts payable.
The GL integration icon is used when the setting in AP is set to not create GL batches during posting, but rather to create GL batches on request. If batches must be created on request, you come here periodically and tell apPac to create the GL batch for those AP transactions. Simply select the transaction type and determine which posting sequence you want to create the transactions through and click Process. For those customers that do not use apPac's GL module, then a CSV file is created during this process that can be imported into another system. For multi-currency databases, it is important to revalue the outstanding payables to the current exchange rate rather than the exchange rate used when the transaction was entered. This is often done on a monthly basis prior to processing financial reports, and it creates a journal entry for the revaluation to the unrealized exchange gain-loss accounts based on the vendor's account set. The entry in the general ledger reverses in the next period, and the next period after that any revaluation can be recorded, and so on. Basically, these are temporary gains and losses. The permanent gain or loss on a transaction actually occurs when the invoice is paid. First, we decide if the journal entry sent to the GL is to be a provisional entry. This allows the GL manager to see the effects of the revaluation on financials before permanently posting the transaction. Next, we decide on the way revaluation is calculated by currency. Select to enter the currency in the first column, then select the rate type, the range of vendors and account sets to be revalued, and then the date through which transactions are revalued. Then the rate date is entered, and based on this date, apPac retrieves the exchange rate from Common Services, though it can be overridden here. After the revaluation has been processed, a posting journal can be printed from AP, and of course, it can be found in the general ledger as well. The Clear History icon removes old data from the system. A complete backup of the apPac database should be made before clearing any history, and all reports should be printed as well. You can choose to delete fully paid documents by vendor number through a particular date, and vendor comments are cleared here as well, but only those that have passed their expiration date. Various printed posting journals can be cleared through their particular posting sequence number, and posting errors can be cleared as well. The deleted and posted batches can be cleared, but in clearing these you lose drill down capabilities. Be very careful choosing this option. In fact, this is one of those icons that might need to have security, or perhaps have the user interface customized so that someone doesn't accidentally clear those details. As with most of the periodic processing icons, the year-end icon can be accessed and used at any time, though it is mostly used at the end of the year. Batch numbers can be reset, which as mentioned before removes drill down capabilities. Recurring payables totals can be cleared, and activity statistics can be cleared as well. If activity statistics is selected, then an extra option is displayed to allow the invoices paid and the days to pay counters to be reset. It is extremely important to heed the warning on this window to back up the data before processing. Then you can safely select any of these options and process year-end. After ACPAC has been used for some time, there may be records that are no longer active. The Delete Inactive Records icon clears out those records. Before this can be done, however, several steps must be completed first. First, outstanding transactions should be posted, and all balances should be zero for those vendors that are marked inactive. In addition, fully paid documents for inactive vendors should be removed using the Clear History icon, and all remit-to locations for inactive vendors should be deleted. To clear inactive vendor groups, the vendors should be reassigned to an active vendor group. After these requirements have been completed, then the records are selected here. In addition, the range of dates when a record was marked inactive is entered here, then the Process button is selected. If ACPAC is maintaining statistics, as determined by the settings in AP Options, then the Clear Statistics icon is available to clear the statistics. You may recall that statistics can be calculated for vendors and vendor groups, and they are maintained by fiscal year-end period. Simply select which of these should be cleared, the year-end period, and then click Process. Because statistics are completely separate from the transactions, clearing these does not affect transactions. It's also good to note that this does not clear activity statistics, like the year's highest invoice, last payment amount, and so on. Activity statistics are cleared in the year-end icon. The Create Recurring Payable batch is used when the scheduler associated with the recurring payable is set to not remind anyone. If the scheduler reminds the user to process recurring payables, then they simply click Process and the batch is created, and this icon is not used. But for those times when it is done manually, you enter the run date in this window, which is, of course, the document date, and then select how you want to select the recurring payables you want to process. An invoice batch is created, which can be reviewed, edited, and posted as with any other type of invoice batch.
This concludes the review of the periodic processing icons. It's important to remember that many of these icons are optional for most companies, and some are used more often than others. And again, it is recommended that some of these functions are secured so that processes are not accidentally performed or records accidentally deleted. Please proceed to reports and accounts payable.